Today I'm going to teach you something very important, and that is the turbo system, the turbo RAM system, and its interactive mode or modus. We tend to have something that is called the wavetable end, and that is what is known as the wavetable, where we have the amplitude and then we have what they call the wavelength. And then we tend to have what they call an intermittent space between these two waves. The intermittent space is actually known as what we call as a derivative of the domain system, where we have .com, .de, .sp, .us. These are domain spaces, and this tends to be a cloud system. An accumulation of this system, all accumulative systems, or the accumulation of these domain systems tends to be what we know as the real cloud system. And the cloud system is an embodiment of all these derivatives, of all these domain systems. And these domain systems tends to go through what they call an interactive modus. The interactive modus is this: the domains are all interacting. For example, if you get into a web page and you type .de and you type something, or you get into Google and you type something comes out, and that tells you it is interactive. That space is interacting with another space. And that's why you find that in most of the search engines there tends to be interactions between the domain spaces. So when you have a domain.com and you have a domain SP and you have a search engine, the search engine tends to bring the domain, the spaces between this wavelength, this interactive wavelength. It brings the spaces between these interactive wavelengths and gives us something that is known as what is called an interactive modus, what is called arguably an interactive modus, and these interactive modus are known as search engines. But these search engines they were actually in a system called the computer. And the computer, that had to do with a derivative of the X drive, of the C drive. And this C drive tends to be a real documented fact about the computer. And that is what we knew as the old computer, as the intranet. But later we had something called the internet. And this internet had to do with what they called multiple systems, and these multiple systems are multiple interactive wave systems, and these multiple interactive wave systems tends to be an abstract system since we are kept in the server. And these server systems have what we call domain systems and what we call interactive modus of domain system. We are going to talk about something about the domain system. We will talk about something that is well defined, that a computer will run very fast when we have multiple cloud systems. The multiple cloud systems are the intermittent space between the wavelengths. For example, if I say a word like "I love you," there tends to be an intermittent space between "I love you." And this intermittent space, when they are stored in the RAM systems or in the hard drive systems, they tend to portray something that tells us about something about a space system. So everything about the iCloud system is an interactive modus of the modular system, or the artificial intelligence system, or the artificial interactive system. So what you have in the computer or the server is an audio system. An audio system is an interactive audio system, or a wheel audio system, or a tape wheel audio system that runs like a drive. And this space they are called intermittent space, and this intermittent space are called domains. So when you have a lot of cloud systems interacting together, a lot of iCloud systems interacting together, then your computer will work very fast. And that computer will tend to have what they call a turbo system or a turbo computer system. We've seen that most computers with one cloud systems are not working properly. Do you know why they are not working properly? Because there's nothing that is called an interchanging of the domain space, or an interchanging of the power of the cloud system. So when we have more than one cloud system, when the computer works, the computer can save in different cloud systems. For example, when I have Google Cloud, and I have Microsoft Cloud, and I have Amazon Cloud, all in my PC, and they are all working and they are all interactive. And if these clouds are all interactive, that means something will happen. What will happen is that my computer will be very, very fast, because my computer will be saving in different spaces. And if my computer is saving in different spaces, and all these are interactive in the computer, kept in the computer, and they are interactive, sewn together by a drive, if not possibly a drive, a software like a driver, then we tend to have an acknowledgement that this system will definitely work well. So a turbo system, a computer turbo system, is a system that has multiple cloud systems. And this must be interactive. It's a new system. It must be interactive. When it's not interactive, for example, I'd like to show you people something. If this is the wave, there tends to be a space here, a space here, a space here, a space here. This is a wave comment, and this is the intermittent. Let us put let's just do it like this. This is at the intermittent space. This is the intermittent space, and this is where your domain lies. These are the waves, and this is your wavelength, and this is your amplitude. And this space is where everything lies on. Because when your radio systems comes on during transmission, it comes here, and there's a lag phase. And when there's a lag phase, there's an intermittent space. And when there's an intermittent space, there tends to be a derivative of what? The domain. So when your computer have multiple of this, like this, short ones like this, plus another one, plus another one, plus another one, plus more, then you have what they call a cloud system. Let's use that triangle for the cloud system. And then when in your computer, when you have more than one cloud system interacting, that's many triangle are interacting, then you have what is called a turbo system. That is a triangle with a dot over, with a line over. So these are your clouds. These are your intermittent wavelength, giving it to clouds. And these are your clouds, different clouds, giving it to turbo computer, turbo cloud system. I know you love this. I know you enjoy this. We might talk about some things other later, like softwares, turbo softwares, how softwares can be turbo. It applies like this too. Softwares can be turbo, running faster, possessing what they call a software having an internet system. Software can have an internet system. We talked about it before. I wrote it before. So these are principles that goes around software having an internet system and a computer having an internet system, and this is all about the internet system, domains, turbo system, and everything. Bye bye.